Good evening, my YouTube subscribers and my Instagram followers. I'm going to bring up an interesting topic tonight. It's about shopping. The reason I'm bringing this topic up is because of some responses that I received when I left some questions on some Instagram pictures. So, let's just pretend for a second you live in a rural community. Okay? You have a full-time job. And you suddenly realize that you need to add new items to your wardrobe. So you climb in your car and you drive a great distance, sometimes maybe even an hour, to a crowded shopping mall. And once you walk inside, you see all these agitated customers. And that in itself is not making you happy. So you have to push through the crowd, take a look at all these racks, hope to heck that whatever you're looking for isn't grabbed out of your hands by an agitated customer. Okay? So let's just suppose you manage to get through the crowd, you go to the racks, you find maybe 2 or 3 items that you think, you're not sure yet, but you think will look good on you, will be durable, whole 9 yards. So you decide that you're going to take these garments to the fitting room. Okay? Now, sometimes you wait just a few minutes to get in the fitting room. But if it's really crowded, you may wait up to an hour just to get in the fitting room. Now, that's really making your day. But let's just suppose that your wait isn't quite that long. Now, you also have to consider the fact that you have sales associates that may or may not be helpful to you. Okay? When you're talking about buying clothes, you want a sales associate that is helpful. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Okay? So anyway, let's just suppose you find one that is. Still, you're trying to pick out 2 or 3 items you'd like to try on. You finally manage to get into the fitting room, and you try these clothes on, and you discover that half the clothes you brought in that fitting room didn't work out too good. Okay? Either they were too small, too big, they didn't make you look like you wanted to look, that kind of thing. So now you have to get back out of the fitting room, you have to take the clothes that didn't work out, you have to put them back on the racks, and then you have to find more items to try on in the fitting room, which means another wait. Okay? And you also have to keep in mind 2 other things. You have to make sure that the garment you're buying is durable. Okay? Because you don't want it falling apart the second time you wear it. But also, you have to make sure that the price of the item is not going to break your piggy bank. Okay? And that's a real challenge. So finally, after spending maybe 2-3 hours shopping with agitated customers, trying to find a garment that looks halfway respectable on you that won't break your piggy bank, you find these 2 or 3 items that actually do look good on you, that are durable, that actually will work in your wardrobe, then you have to go up to the cash register. And there's a long line in the cash register too. And maybe the cashier is not a well-trained cashier. Maybe it's their first day on the job. So now you've really got a mess on your hands. So you've wasted practically half your day trying to get these outfits. That's a real winner of a day, I'll tell you that. Now then, one of the Instagram people that I was following, and I decided not to follow that person anymore, when they replied to me, they said, well, why don't you just go find a less crowded shopping mall or pick a different time of the day to go shopping for clothes. Well, that all works out if you have all the time in the world and you have all the money in the world to go traveling that far to find a less crowded shopping mall. But let's say you're on a budget and you live out in the boondocks. It's not always so easy or convenient to find a less crowded shopping mall. First of all, you have to literally find one of those things. That in itself is not easy to do. But think of the distance you have to travel from your house to that shopping mall. That's bad enough. But you're saying for somebody with a full-time job is supposed to be able to climb in their car at some convenient hour of the day to go shopping. That doesn't always work out either. You see what I mean? So those aren't always the best solutions. Well, you say, well, just go on the internet, pick up something there, and have it shipped to your house. Well, sometimes it takes weeks for those garments to arrive. What if you don't have that long? What if you don't want to pay the exorbitant shipping costs that go along with that? And what happens if the garment does arrive, you try it on in your house, and you find out it doesn't fit too good? Now you have to pack it back up, you have to ship it back to the place you got it from, and order something else. So that's not always a solution either. In this kind of an instance, there is no real easy solution for something like this. Okay? So, here's what I want you guys to do. I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to leave the answers down here in the comments below. And let's see what you decide to answer. Okay? Number one, what is the furthest distance that you've ever had to travel to get to a shopping mall where you could actually buy clothes? What's the furthest distance you've ever had to travel to buy clothing? Okay? And have you ever experienced a crowded shopping mall? And if so, how did you deal with it? Okay? Did you ever have problems finding garments that actually looked good on you and were durable? And did you ever have problems finding a garment that wouldn't break your piggy bank? Did you ever have to stand in a long line after you found your garments to check out at the register? Did you ever have to deal with a cashier trainee when you were trying to buy your clothes? Or for that matter, when you were trying to buy anything? Have you ever gone to a store and you finally found the item you were looking for and you went up to the cashier and you found out it was a trainee? Those are always fun. Okay? And what tips and techniques do you have for people that may be going to a shopping mall? Do you guys know of less crowded shopping malls? Do you know of particular times of the day when a particular shop is not as busy as it is at other times? And how about this for an interesting question? How many of you out there have ever ordered something from a catalog online, and then when it got shipped to your house, you discovered that the outfit didn't fit as well as you thought it would, and you had to pack it all back up and ship it back? And for that matter, what was the longest wait time you ever had to have between the time you ordered a garment and the time it actually arrived at your house? Because not everybody uses expedited shipping. So what is the longest wait time you've ever had to wait for a garment to arrive at your house after you order it online? There's a lot of interesting questions and a lot of good discussions right then and there. I would like to see some of the answers to these questions. Not only am I going to post this here on YouTube, but I'm going to actually post a QR code on my Instagram account so that my Instagram followers can find this video rather easily and hopefully respond to it. I would definitely like to see all your answers. Alright, I will tell you more in a future video, so I want you to stay tuned.